Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. It is a warm, humid evening in Baltimore tonight. A perfect night for Tigers baseball. We welcome into Camden Yards. Oriole Park, the scene tonight. Game 2 featuring the Tigers and the Orioles. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us for Game 2 in the series. Well, the trading deadline has come and gone, Gibby, and the Tigers certainly gave up some premium pieces the last few days, but they've got a lot of good young talent in return.
Yeah, they really did. They traded 3 very good players. The deadline has passed, and they picked up 5 very good pitchers, good arms, highly rated, and a middle infielder. You know, pitching depth's really been a problem for the Tigers here in 2015, and they're trying to address the future. I predict you'll see a lot of these young arms come through here this year as the Tigers evaluate to win games this year and for 2016. It just presents a great opportunity for everybody throughout the organization for next year and to elevate themselves.
All right, now let's get to last night's ball game. The Tigers scored 9 runs in that game. To me, it seemed like they seemed a little more relaxed in the ball game last night.
Well, when you swing the bats like that, you look relaxed. Scored 9 runs, as you said. Had 16 hits. Great approach. Hitting the ball up the middle, letting it travel, using the whole field. You see a lot of balls going to the gap, and guys just hitting the ball and running the bases. You see Raji Davis last night with a nice triple right there. If they're going to want to continually and consistently score runs, this is the type of approach we're going to have to see.
All right, tonight the Tigers going for their first 3-game winning streak since the end of June. Hopefully that will happen tonight, Game 2 in this series coming up. Right now we send you back to the Call Sam Studios. Justin White. The Tigers and the Orioles here in game 2 in this 4-game weekend series. Rajai Davis will get things started tonight for the Tigers. Here is the lineup tonight for Brand Ausmus, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It'll be Davis at the top, followed by Iglesias and Kinsler. Ian batting third for the first time this year. Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Nick Castellanos, and the bottom three of McCann, Marte, and Ghosts. And they are facing the left-handed offerings of Wei-Yin Chen.
Yeah, 30-year-old from Taiwan. Features a fastball, slider, change, and curveball. 4-pitch pitcher, likes to elevate the fastball. Record of 5-6 with a 2.88 ERA. Just snapped a streak of 6 quality starts in his last outing against Tampa. So he's got good stuff and been a very good pitcher so far for the Orioles this year.
Here is the defensive alignment behind him. It'll be Adam Jones in center field, flanked by David Lowe in left and Chris Davis in right. Machado, Flaherty on the corners. Scope and Hardy up the middle. 1 error this year for J.J. Hardy. That's it. Chen and Wieters, your battery here tonight. Well, this is what the wild card looks like. The Tigers still 3.5 back. The Orioles are 2 back. L.A. and Minnesota right now holding the top 2 wild card spots. And so the Tigers, with the trading deadline having come and gone, have a much different looking ball club. Yoenis Cespedes departing today. Rajai Davis getting the starting left field. And here we go. The first pitch of tonight's ball game is a ball high. Davis, then Iglesias, and then Ian Kinsler. Chen brings home the 1-0 pitch. Fouled back, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now you're going to see Chen throw a lot of his fastballs right there at that spot, top of the zone. Hard to lay off of if you're a hitter. You want to swing it.
1-1 is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Chen is 30 years old. As Gibby mentioned, he hails from Taiwan. Won 16 games last year. Drilled in the air towards center field. Jones on the run. Still going back. He looks up against the base of the wall. Rajai on his way to second will stop there. And it'll be a leadoff double for the Tigers. Picking up where they left off last night.
Yeah, good start. Rajai up at the top of the order right here. Gets a piece of one. Adam Jones really runs the balls down. Doesn't and he's unable to catch up to this one. Been watching a lot of the way that the Tigers are rounding the bases. Rajai Davis, one of the better on the team, and with nobody out to lead off the game, pulls it up at second base. The smart base running move. Don't want to risk it with that situation.
Davis had a triple in last night's game, a double already tonight. Here is Jose Iglesias batting .318.
He'll be trying to hit that ball to the right side of the diamond to advance Rajai.
And Chen throws a strike, 0-1.
Chen likes the glove side, meaning he likes to throw the ball to his side of his glove is on his hand. That's inside to right-handed hitters. So it makes it tougher to get the runner over to third base.
Iglesias 3 hits in last night's ball game.
Only 2 stolen bases against Chen on the year. Of course, Rajai swiped 14.
Now the 0-1. Iglesias hammers it to left field. Solid base hit. They will stop Davis at third. And back-to-back hits for the Tigers here in the first inning. Chen not fooling anybody so far.
Yeah, tried to get that ball up and in. Iglesias pulls his hands in very nicely, puts the barrel on it. One of the ways to counteract that is to go ahead and pull the ball. Good job right there. Nice short swing, and Iglesias has really swung the bat well in his first year here with the Tigers. Full year, I should say.
So Iglesias is on. Davis is at third, and now the number 3 hitter, Ian Kinsler.
So the Tigers picking up where they left off. We talked about it in the open, having that good approach, and they're sticking with it.
We'll see what Kinsler can do here. He had 3 hits last night. The top of the Tigers lineup last night was dynamite. Chen works it home low in the dirt, 1-0.
He likes to throw that slider and the curveball down in under the hands of the right-handed hitters.
Kinsler is one of the few guys in the Tigers lineup that has a decent amount of at-bats against Chen. He's 3 for 10 against him. Fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can see they have the shift on Ian Kinsler. I talked a little bit with Ian before the game today. See the second baseman playing way up the middle. Just wondering if he was consciously trying to hit the ball that way because of the shift, and he said he's just a better hitter when he lets the ball travel. Last night had a couple of nice hits over that way. Want to let the ball travel deeper into the strike zone and just lay the barrel on it.
Now he's behind 1-2. Well, Kinsler's having a dynamite month of July, and of course it is winding down here tonight, but 346 this month. He has really come alive with the bat after a slow start. He's not typically a slow starter.
A lot of damage with that too. A 911 OPS. It's on base plus slugging.
Right back off of Chen. It'll roll into center field. A base hit. It'll get a run in, and the Tigers have hit 3 rockets off Chen. That one literally off him. Kinsler gets an RBI.
Again, Ian with 2 strikes. Good approach right up the middle. Would have went right to the second baseman, but it goes off his knee. Ian Kinsler plates a run for the Tigers, up 1-0.
46th RBI of the year for Kinsler, and that's going to set up Victor Martinez now with 2 on, nobody out. Tigers got out to a nice start in last night's ball game, scoring 2 runs in the first. They raced out to a 9-2 lead and had to hold on in the end.
Lucky that ball hit Chen, because it would have been a double play ball right to the second baseman. Good break for the Tigers here early in the first.
Victor is batting righty against the lefty. He has been much better right-handed this year. He's hit .379 from the right side. And he looks at ball 1. A little bit of a shift against Victor Martinez. Chen ready with the 1-0.
Well, Chen, even though he gave up the hit to Ian Kinsler, he's usually very good in these situations. Opponents average with runners in scoring position for American League starters since 1974, the best. 120 average. That's tough.
Swing and a miss again by Martinez, and the count goes 1-2. Victor right now in a rough stretch. In fact, he's had only 4 hits on this road trip. Another opportunity here to do some damage.
Yeah, looks just a little long right now. Sometimes just a timing issue. Sometimes you overswing. Start to press when you don't have the results.
It'll bounce in and blocked at home plate by Wieters.
That can happen even to the best hitters. It's very hard sometimes to get out of these little ruts.
Well, Victor had come off the disabled list and was swinging a really red-hot bat. Has slowed over the last couple of weeks. The average now for Martinez at .255.
Has he played every game since he's come back? He hasn't had many off days, has he?
He really hasn't. I don't remember an off day for him. Now the 2-2. Bouncing ball towards short, not hit hard. They'll go to second one. Relay is in time. They get a double play. Anyone else really probably not hit hard enough for a double play. That'll go as a 6-4-3. 2 gone. And it brings up J.D. Martinez. Two more hits last night for J.D., both of them doubles. He got the Tigers on the board with a 2-out, 2-base hit in the first last night. A key hit for the Tigers early. Fouled away 0-1.
Here we start the second game of the series. JD been getting featured a lot of inside fastballs elevated right here in his first at bat. Here they come in there again.
JD has hit safely in his last 3. Ball high, fastball from Chen missing.
You know, as a hitter, you have a decision to make. You either stay with your approach and you don't change a thing. Sometimes you can cheat a little bit and back off the plate, try and lay off that pitch if you're not a high ball hitter, or you don't want to be crowded. In there again.
Strike called on the outer edge.
Actually missed out over the plate, trying to come in tight on him.
Should Martinez reach, Castellanos waiting on deck. Tigers have gotten a run on the RBI single by Kinsler. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out, and the Tigers will settle for 1 run. First strikeout of the ball game for Chen. We go to the bottom of the first. Presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
That Buck his 4th appearance for the Tigers this year, 3rd start. Fastball changed, slider, added a 2-seam fastball to try and get more ground balls. Change up, very good pitch. There you see his numbers with Toledo.
Well, it's going to be Manny Machado to start things off against Farmer. His last appearance in the big leagues in relief in Minnesota. He went 3 1/3. And Machado batting .290, digs in. He'll look at a strike 0-1. Manning 1 out of 5 in the ball game last night, had an RBI hit. Machado had an RBI actually in the 8th on a ground out, but also had a single and a run scored in the game. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, Buck Farmer replacing Shane Green in the Tiger rotation. I talked about good opportunities in the open of this show. He'll want to impress.
And he hits Machado, and the leadoff man is on.
And he missed big there. That ball was supposed to be outside. See that target's way over on the other side of the plate. That ball just released very early.
Here's the rest of the lineup for the Orioles, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Machado, Paredes, and Jones in the top 3 spots. Chris Davis has been hot. Matt Wieters back behind the plate. J.J. Hardy at short. And the bottom 3 of Flaherty, Scope, and Lowe for Buck Showalter. Jimmy Paredes batting in the 2 spot in this one here against the right-hander. He shows bunt and looks at ball 1. Paredes was 1 for 3 last night. Machado, 14 stolen bases so far this year, measuring his lead. The draw throw.
If you're Buck Farmer, probably got a pretty good heart rate going on right now. It's kind of an exciting time being back here. Got to try and find your way through this first inning.
There's the ball high and away. We talked about this last night, gave you that first inning really for anyone can be an important one because you're still trying to feel your way onto the mound coming from the bullpen, and especially if you have to throw from the stretch.
Yeah, that's the key. You come out, you try and get a rhythm out of the windup. Hopefully nobody gets on. When you get into the stretch, it's a little tougher.
Lifted back out of play.
He's got good movement arm side. You see the ball really tailing at the end. If he can learn to control it right now, he'll be effective.
Well, down in the minor leagues, Toledo was 11-5 in his 16 starts. Buck was 7-3 for his own personal record. Had an ERA a little bit over 4. 2-1 is a bouncer knocked down by Farmer. They will get the out at first base. 1 gone. Here is the Tigers starting defense presented by Bill Fox Chevrolet. And the Tigers have Ghosts in center field, Davis in left, Martinez in right, Castellanos and Marte on the corners, Iglesias and Kinsler up the middle, Farmer and McCann your battery. The first start in left field since May 18th for Rajay.
He can handle it, the old vet.
So Farmer now has the tying run at second base with 1 out.
Yeah, I think he probably thinks he should have caught that ball and went for the double play, but yeah, that's part of the excitement. Made a good pitch on the outside part of the plate, ball right to him, but did the smart thing by taking his time and making sure he got 1 out.
Here is Adam Jones, the number 3 hitter. Jones last night 1 for 3, scored 3 times, and that one sails outside 1-0. Buck goes 6'4", 225 out of Conyers, Georgia. Played his college ball at Georgia Tech. First team all ACC there at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, he's come fast. Last year was a big year for him. Started in West Michigan, ended up in Detroit.
A ball to the big leagues. There's a strike.
That's low A too. You know, he said he would have been happy to be able to just go to Lakeland. Well, he went to Detroit and back to Toledo, but got a great change. Fastballs, he likes to throw his fastball. He just learns to locate those pitches. He'll be effective.
Fouled back by Jones. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He was talking about the two-seam fastball. Mike Maroth taught him that down in Toledo. It hasn't played that much pro ball. Got about 250 innings. That's not that much.
And as you say, here he is with a chance to impress. Taking the spot of Shane Green in the rotation. Here's the 1-2 to Jones. Way high. And the count now is 2-2.
Probably somewhat of an overthrow right there. Trying to elevate. Tried to get a little extra. Ball comes out hot.
A little bit amped up right now. Farmer hit Machado to start the inning. He's at second with 1 out. Full count, 3-2.
He looks like he's just rushing a little bit to me. And he's kind of trying to read pitchers' breathing habits and stuff. It just looks like he's trying to settle down. Of course, Jonesy's over there thinking, do I need to go out? Hopefully not.
In the air toward right field, slicing shallow, going to drop, base hit. Machado had a hold. He'll get to third base. A looping single for Adam Jones.
Well, actually, pretty good life on this fastball right here. And Adam Jones is just late. See it tailing back in. He gets it off the label there. JD tries to make the deke. Runner does not score. Machado goes first and third now. One out.
We'll bring up Chris Davis, who last night was 2 out of 4. He finished up with 4 RBIs in the game. Hit his 25th home run as well. A 2-run shot which signaled the end for Alfredo Simon last night. Now Farmer stepping off.
One pitch away from getting out of this inning. Get that double play.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
That's good pitch. Good life on it. See right here, disappears late.
Farmer facing a guy that is pretty hot right now. 6 home runs in his last 9 ball games, including last night. Just missed the outside corner.
I think he wanted that pitch. Tigers have been shifting Chris Davis. Not tonight with the men in scoring position. Runners on first and third. Pretty much straight up.
McCann again behind the plate tonight for the Tigers.
Turned into a horse back there, huh?
He really has. I mean, he's taken really full advantage of his opportunities, but he hadn't slowed down here as we approach the month of August. Getting into the dog days.
Yeah, he's young. He's ready to go. Ready to prove himself.
High fly ball slicing down the line. Davis coming over. He will slide and can't hold on. That is a foul ball. Rajay almost got to that one.
Yeah, he had multiple things going through his mind when approaching that ball right there. He's trying to get around this ball. He's trying to make a good catch, backhand slide, and then pop up and throw the ball home. But when you're running that fast, your eyes are bouncing. It's very tough to get a good beat on it. Fortunately for the Tigers, it was a foul ball.
Another visit to the mound for McCann as he talks with Farmer.
I like the way that his pitches are going away from Chris Davis. Let's stay down there. He's got very good run, but even better sink. Going to get a change up here.
Swing and a miss. Davis is out of there. Big strikeout for Buck.
Missed his target, but talked about the depth. Watch this ball go down at the end there. Good run as well. Good pitch. Just disappears. Now you got to finish it off.
And it'll be Matt Wieters standing in. Wieters at 264 was 2 for 2 with an RBI in last night's game. Came on as a pinch hitter. There's ball 1 to Wieters.
He led Wieters off with the changeup right there, I believe. Starting to get a feel for that pitch.
He came back with the fastball in and missed. 2-0.
Like that pitch. Good sequence.
The Orioles really have struggled with men in scoring position since July the 1st. 161.
Let's hope that remains true.
And that is dead last in baseball. Outside, and the count goes to 3-0. J.J. Hardy waiting on deck.
Yeah, I don't think I'd give in here.
Drill to right field, down the line in the corner. Martinez up against the wall, can't get there. Green light on 3-0, and Wieters pulled it foul.
Yeah, every hitter's a better hitter when they're up in the count. Wieters, lots of experience. Buck Showalter trusting him in that situation. Fortunately for the Tigers, goes foul. I would throw the pitches that he's been throwing there going down and away. Do have a base open. You need to use it.
One hopper hit the second. Won't get him out of the jam as Kinsler throws him out, and the side retired. No runs, a hit batter, and a base hit. 2 men left. Comerica Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. By Chrysler, enjoy your summer in style with great deals at the Chrysler Summer Clearance Event. And by Kraft, shreds and chunks make something amazing. Back here in Baltimore, Buck Farmer got through that first inning trying to dig his way out here.
Still digging.
Yeah, he has some trouble in that first inning with a lot of dirt in his cleats. As Castellanos leads it off. Nick, then McCann, and then Marte. Facing Wei-Yin Chen. Castellanos 242, 10 home runs this year. The left-hander is 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, you got to tip the cap a little bit to Farmer because it looked like he was really amped up coming out for that first inning, but found a way to pitch through it.
Yeah, I agree. Looked like kind of a high breath rate going there. He got settled down, made some really good pitches.
That was a pretty good pitch there by Wei-Yin Chen. 1 gone.
Pretty good sequence there by Chen as well. Gets up, no balls and 2 strikes. Locks Nick up with the fastball inside, and he likes to throw the ball up and away, and then come in there and lock him up. Total control pitcher. I've read one report. They said that he's a lot like Tom Glavine. Kind of teases you up and away, gets you leaning out, looking that way, then he buries you inside.
A lot of guys would love to be a lot like Tom Glavine.
In the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, Chen doesn't walk too many. In fact, he averages less than 2 walks per 9. The 1-0 to McCann. Outside and high, 2-0.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball really well for the Orioles. Actually, he got sent down, was it in June sometime. He wasn't real happy about it. I remember reading about Scott Boras was his agent, and he didn't like it, but he's throwing the ball even better when he's come back.
Another hard hit ball. That one back up the middle into center field. 1 on, 1 out. Hey, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. Here's Marte. He is playing first base tonight for the Tigers. Jeffrey batting 167 in 11 games this year. And Chen delivers a strike, 0-1.
Chen's going to try and get a pitch for a double play. That changeup he throws is much like looks like a splitter almost coming out of his hand. He kind of grips it like one.
Chen has been pretty consistent in his career. He's a good big league pitcher, and we're not seeing Chris Tillman in the series. He pitched before the Tigers got here, but really, Gibby, in this rotation for Buck Showalter, that isn't that really elite number one at the top of their rotation.
No, but they are consistent. They execute their pitches very well, and Buck's got a pretty good philosophy, and they adhere to it.
That one sails high. 2 balls, 1 strike on Marte. We will see Kevin Gausman tomorrow. He has the ability, perhaps, in the future to be one of those guys. Former #1 pick.
He's got good stuff, good velocity, big boy. Another challenge.
Here's the 2-1. Bouncing ball to third. Fair ball right by Machado and down the line. McCann is on his way to third. They might send him. They're going to bring him home. Here comes James to the plate, and he is going to score. Marte with a double, and it's 2-0 Detroit.
But you can see right here, gets the head out. And we've done this last night to Machado as well, down in the corner. This is a tough play for the outfielder, and James McCann, pretty good route here around the bases. Does a good job. I always like to watch how the guy rounds third base, outside foot, and on his way. You always believe that when you hit with that outside foot, it cuts down the distance you're going to run to home. You lets your angle in. You don't veer out onto the grass as far, and gives you an opportunity to score.
There's Anthony Ghost trying to drive in another now. Tigers on top 2-0. Marte gets his 5th RBI. Ghost at 265, 0 for his last 21. Time to break that right here. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Nice little tight slider right there.
Now the 0-2. And he missed outside. Fastball that time. Ghost couple of homers this year.
Yeah, he's probably going to see another slider here. Got to stay back on it. Don't try and pull it.
That one stayed inside, though.
Yeah, looking to get that outside, but released it a little early.
Ghost was not in the starting lineup initially tonight because of the lefty Chan on the hill, but then the trade of Cespedes right before the trading deadline expired, putting him back in the lineup, or in the lineup, and Davis as well. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. 3rd strikeout for Chen. Well, what do you got on these trades here, Gibby? A couple of guys, a couple of good young pitchers.
Yeah, real good arms. Fulmer's got a real good arm, highly rated. Sessa as well. I think Fulmer's going to AA. Sessa's going to AAA. So Larry Parrish in Toledo, he's excited. Lance Parrish in Erie AA. Those guys are getting some good pitchers, some good arms down there. But I think these guys will move quick. I think you'll see Fulmer maybe make his way through here, as well as Sessa this year.
Bouncing ball to third. Machado bobbles it. Still has it and throws him out. So the Tigers settle for 1 run. They've extended their lead as we go to the bottom of the 2nd.
Going to go to the 3-0 count here. Buck Farmer against Wieters. Then he comes back and makes a really good pitch here. You see him come up and in, sawed him off to Ian Kinsler. And he struggled in the first through 22 pitches, but got out of it and should be on his way.
So Farmer goes to work here against J.J. Hardy, who starts it off.
It's just so hard for a pitcher when he gets into that first inning. You got to come right out of the gate and have a tough, long inning. High leverage situations can take a lot out of you.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hardy. Hardy enjoying a 13-game hitting streak right now. He extended it with a single in last night's ball game. Farmer's 1-1. High foul back out of play.
J.J. Hardy, very smart player all around. Smart hitter, smart in the infield. Talked about it last night. It's kind of like the quarterback there. Keeps everybody in the right spot. Keeps them thinking in advance where the throw might go.
Gerardo Parra apparently is in the ballpark. He was just acquired by the Orioles today.
He's a great guy. These guys have been teammates. That's Nolan Rimo. They played together in Arizona.
Popped up right side of the infield for Kinsler. 1 out.
Well, we talk about nicknames. Gerardo Parra's nickname is G. It's easier just to say, certainly for me, but career high 328 batting average. Extra base hits this month, 435. Third in assists since 2009.
Better than G, don't we? Isn't that kind of basic?
That's what they call him. And he's kind of a character. He starts some things now and then, you know. He gets on. He orchestrates. I wish that the whole dugout would have ignored him.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, you come in as a new team, you want to hug, you say, sit down. Sit down, G. Watch the game.
G. I love the terminology there. He orchestrates.
He does. But he likes to play. There's a good story about him, a couple good stories about him. He's a competitor.
Flaherty, the batter. Are you going to share one of those?
No, I'm not going to.
No, okay.
And if you think all these guys that got traded, they're all flying right now.
Right?
They're flying all over the country trying to make it to their new club.
Yeah, their next destination, of course, Cespedes flying to meet the Mets.
Tigers have got a bus over at the airport. They're going to need a bus to transport everybody from the airport. Got a big crew coming in.
Tyler Collins, by the way, is set to join the team here tonight, but his flight doesn't land till 9.
So he's good for extra innings.
Here's the 2-2. With a chopper back to the mound, and Farmer handles this one, and there are 2 gone.
Yeah, you look at the Tigers. They got Andrew Romine on the bench, Alex Avila. Right now, they only really have 2 extra guys. There you see Jose Valdez, pitcher up from AAA as well.
And he'll give the Tigers a little bit more depth in that bullpen tonight. They had to go deep again into the pen last night.
But Tyler Collins, I think, scheduled to arrive around 9 p.m. right to the ballpark. Put a nice fresh uni on. Be ready.
1 ball, no strikes on Jonathan Scope. Scored a run last night, was 1 for 4. In on his hands and grounded to short. Iglesias will throw him out, and that is that. A 1-2-3 inning for Buck Farmer. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
Tigers get on the board quickly again. Rajay Davis with the double, plated by Ian Kinsler. And then in the second, Marte with the double scores James McCann, puts the Tigers up 2-0. Keep swinging those bats.
We'll try and do just that here in the third as Chen goes back to work and he fires strike one to Iglesias. Iglesias, Kinsler, Martinez, the 2, 3, and 4 batters in the lineup tonight. Sales outside, and the count now is 1 ball, 1 strike. Single for Iglesias in the first. He now has 4 hits in this series. And this is something Iglesias has done all season long. Really hit well against lefties. .375 against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, he's got a really quick bat inside as well going right now. See Chen try and get that breaking ball underneath his hands. And comes back with the high heater tight. Pretty close to hitting his target. And there you see Iglesias, .375 against lefties, .300 versus righties.
Got him, strike 3. Chen has his 4th strikeout.
Yeah, he just caught him guessing a little bit there. Set up very well. Chen set him up very well right there. Right on the inside corner. Maybe a little off.
But close enough for Lance Barksdale. 40 of them now for Chen. 27 strikes. Kinsler hit a ball off Chen in the first inning and ended up in right field for an RBI single.
Tigers, for the most part, really seeing the ball well, staying back, relaxed. Almost like since this has passed, that a little bit of pressure has been taken off of them.
I think you're right about that. It just seemed that way last night. That the Price was traded during the day in Soria right before the game. But the Tigers, knowing now that a lot of the pressure that they were under the last couple of weeks to perform heading up to the deadline is now gone. And it's amazing how that can work psychologically sometimes. But now here they are, and I know you were talking, Gibby, about maybe the Tigers win some more games now because.
Yeah, it's possible they're going to win more games than they were because they had not won any series recently. And part of the pressure comes from the standard set by the previous teams, previous years. I mean, so much success into the playoffs, into the World Series.
Foul down the left field line. Well, the old skipper Jim Leland always used to say the toughest thing about managing sometimes is managing expectations. And there were a lot of them again this year for the Tigers. They were very high. Again pulled. That one whistled right by Dave Clark.
I think Dave Dombrowski recognized the situation, and that's why we saw it play out the way it did. Very smart. He's got a ton of experience. And now, though they're not giving in this year, certainly looking at retooling for the future.
There's a base hit to left for Kinsler.
That's great at bat right there.
He just keeps on hitting. He's 2 out of 2 in this ball game. Hey, the 10th annual Fiesta Tigres is August 8th when the Tigers battle the Boston Red Sox at 7:08. First 10,000 fans 21 and older receive a free Tigres hat. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Get you in that line right there. Don't you have the audience participation, huh?
I'll do it. You don't think I will? I'll do it.
That'd be a sight.
There is no chance. Here's Victor Martinez. Victor knocked into a double play in his first at bat. The interesting thing that Dave Dombrowski said after the trades today was that we really needed to get some more depth at the upper levels of the minor leagues, and obviously meaning AAA, because this year they really weren't able to go down there and get some guys when they needed help.
Well, the injuries happened, and like you said, they went down there for help and didn't have the depth or the experience. But looking towards next year, the guys that have come up and performed here, there you see the 6 that we are bringing into the organization. They're all going to benefit from the experience of this year, and they'll be ahead of where they would have been had they not played. But Dave's utilized the organization and traded some talent away to remain competitive in the prior years, and it's worked.
Here's the 0-2. Into the glove for strike 3. So Victor's struggles continue. He is 0 for 2 tonight.
New face in the Tigers dugout. Is that Daniel Norris? Looks like he shaved his beard. I heard he shaved it with an axe.
I heard that too.
That to be sharp. Pretty clean job for an axe.
Are you buying it?
Well, I think he might have done it a time or two.
Norris will make his Tigers debut Sunday here. We look forward to that.
Yeah, it's a strange feeling. You come into a new dugout, new teammates. You know, just having a different colored uniform on will make you feel a little strange. But he's got 2 days to get comfortable, get on the mound Sunday versus the O's.
J.D. Martinez, the batter here, with 2 outs in the 3rd, a man at first. Ball high. But one thing I noticed about guys that are traded, especially in the deadline, and guys that are, joining, as you say, a new team wearing new colors, it really doesn't take long to assimilate into the locker room, because baseball just seems like a big family anyway. Yeah,
it's like a fraternity. Yep, very quickly. There's Parra again. He's talking all the time.
We're still not going to get any of these stories out of you about Parra?
Yeah, I reconsidered maybe I shouldn't tell him.
Okay.
Maybe to a private crowd.
Orioles, of course, in the thick of the wild card chase as well. They are still chasing the Yankees in the American League East. They're only 6 out. 1-2 is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And they traded was it Tommy Hunter today?
Right.
Thought he had good stuff. He threw the ball real well against us last night.
Hunter hit 97 last night in the game. That Orioles bullpen did a nice job of keeping their team in the contest. Just off the inside part of the plate. Full count now, 3-2, which means the runner will be on the move. Drill to left field, way back down the line, and gone, a home run. J.D. Martinez hits number 28, and the Tigers add 2 more.
Well, Chen's been throwing a lot of pitches inside, doubling pitches up inside, tries to get that one in there again. JD's waiting. He's so strong. The ball's on the inner third, maybe on the inside corner. It's actually off the plate by Fox Tracks. And he smoked that.
Chen will give up his share of home runs. That is his 20th allowed this year. Actually, I take it back. That is his 16th this year.
We talked last night about the 2-out RBI, how important it is that because you're the other team, you're trying to get out of it unscathed, and boom. Tigers did it last night, at it again tonight.
So it's a 4-0 ball game. That was fouled straight back. It's amazing how different this offense looks from series to series. They could get nothing going in Tampa, and they are just swinging it here. That is their 7th hit already. So Chen rocked early in this game, 4-0. Castellanos waves and misses. It is so critical to get those 2-out hits, and Martinez has had a couple of those in this series.
Got to talk about it now. There they go. Wally Joyner in there. They're making adjustments all the time. They're having conversations in the dugout, what's going on, to prepare them for their next at bat, next situation. Communication is the key. You can't just go sit if you have a bad at bat and pout. You have to communicate.
David Newhand to his left, to JD's left, the assistant hitting coach to Wally Joyner. Swing and a miss, and Castellanos is out. That is 6 strikeouts now for Chen. However, he finds himself down 4-0. This thing was a rocket out to left. J.D. Martinez, number 28. Detroit Data Strong fan, you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It is brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, Mr. Farmer now has a 4-run lead to work with. He'll face David Lowe, the number 9 hitter, then back up to the top, Machado and Paredes. There's a strike called 0-1. You tweeted yet?
No.
Come on. You've got 6 tweets.
Comfortable with 6. Exhausted.
We need to pick up the pace. There's a drive to right field and caught on a run by JD.
That's a tough ball right there. I was afraid it was going to go into the lights, but looks like JD had a good beat on it.
Now Manny Machado. Hit by a pitch back in the first, did not score. First inning, by the time this night is over, Buck may look back at that first inning and say, well, you know, I battled my way through it, and then he finally just got himself on a little bit of a roll.
Yeah, he did. Getting out of it, relaxed him. He had 22 pitches in the first inning, only 12 in the second. So you follow it up here. You know, the Tigers, one of the problems with the staff this year, the starting staff, has not had a lot of deep starts where the pitchers go deep into the games. You've got to get at least 6 innings out of them. 7's even better.
Bunted third base side. Castellanos in the bare hand throws off the bag and a bunt single for Machado.
Smart play right here by Manny Machado. Castellanos way back. Just got to take your time. You can see Buck Farmer falls off to the first base side. Nick does his best, but unable to get around it and make a good, accurate throw on time. I don't know if he would have had him if it was on the bag or not, but a good surprise bunt by Machado.
It's Jimmy Paredes. He hit one back to the mound his first time up 0 for 1.
I think that this would be a time, if you're Machado, you want to see if you can get a bag, try and wake your offense up.
Ooh, that one a little bit closer. Machado diving back in there. Marte getting the start at first base tonight for Detroit. Speaking of which, we saw Miguel Cabrera starting to do some activities on the field before the game.
Yep,
So
taking it easy.
Get closer. swing and a miss. Do you think now that the Tigers have traded away some of these pieces that they have, that they might be a little bit more careful with Miguel?
I think it's 6 to 8 weeks, the initial diagnosis, and I think they'll read it, but I don't think you'll see earlier than 6 weeks. You don't want to rush it for sure. That's the kind of thing that you hurt it again and you're really in trouble.
Pulled on the ground and right by Martin to right field. Machado going to third. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Single for Paredes. Time for a game break now. Here's Matt Shepard. Yeah, Johnny Cueto is certainly one of the big off-season acquisitions by the Royals.
Yeah, he's got great stuff. Really in control of virtually all of his starts.
Well, here's Adam Jones now, and a threat going here for the Orioles on back-to-back hits by Machado and Paredes.
Yeah, I say it every time. Get that double play ball, make a good quality pitch here, get out of this inning.
Ball 1-2 Jones. He hit a home run last night, which was his 183rd, tying him with Ken Singleton for 7th all time on the Orioles home run list. The 1-0. 2-0 on Adam Jones.
Yeah, you add a situation to the situation, and it's a little different trying to execute your pitches out there for a young kid. Going with the changeup, it looks like.
Pulled foul. Right behind Machado at third base. A good pickup down there. Played the carom nicely.
Smiling about it, too.
Yeah.
I used to smile when I caught him as well. It was a tough task sometimes. The glove never seemed to loosen up.
Two and one on Jones. 4 runs, 7 hits, Tigers. No runs, 3 hits, Orioles. They are threatening, though, here in the third.
Gotta watch Paredes over there. He'll sneak you. He's got 3 steals.
But trying to keep it close.
Yeah, when he had Machado on first, he was really quick to the plate. It was like the 1 second, which is ultra fast. And now here with Paredes, he's about a 1.35, 1.4, which is stealable.
Jones sends a ground ball to third. Castellanos goes to second. There's one in the relay. A double play.
Attaboy, kid.
Just in the nick of time. A 5-4-3 around the horn. No runs, 2 hits. Inning over for the Orioles. 4-0 Detroit.
Castellanos develop as a young player. Just his pre-pitch is much improved. His glove is much softer. You see these plays from last night. Eyes on the ball, glove in good position. Gets the arm up on top, throws it over the top. And then here tonight, you got the good double play ball right here. And Adam Jones last inning helps Buck Farmer get out of trouble.
Big double play for Farmer, and now the Tigers back to the dish here as McCann steps in.
And he's just much improved. I mean, he's so young. I heard so much. I didn't have a chance to watch him, but till this year, it's just I see him working all the time, and you just see the improvements in the results.
It'll bounce in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, there's no substitute, is there, for coming out to the ballpark every day and just continuing to work.
And you got to give the coaches credit. They put tireless hours in. Even beyond, it's not so much the physical stuff all the time, just the mental approach that comes along with it and the trust.
Ball's hit a ton to center field. Jones going back, looks up, and it's gone. James McCann to dead center, and the Tigers now lead 5-0. Homer number 5 for McCann.
That was well struck right there, and we talked about it early. Like using the middle of the field, that ball's out over the plate, doesn't try and pull it, and he goes deep, straight away central.
Boy, they had a lot of hard hit balls tonight against Wei Yin Chen, and he has really struggled in this game. That one is drilled to left center field. Jones going back on this one. See you later. Back-to-back home runs. It has turned into batting practice for the Tigers.
We like it, but you can hear the crowd does not. Two pitches, 2 homers.
By the way, that's 3 home runs tonight. Curly fries.
Attaboy. Just real quiet at the plate. Good balance. Again, out to the central part of the ballpark. That's just great results. James McCann, he likes it.
6-0 Detroit. The second home run for Marte. And he's had a big night, doubling a homer. And the Tigers beating up on Chen. Well, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Big Mac and 10-piece McNuggets, and we'll have quite a few in our selection. And the Tigers Player of the Game tonight.
Well, 4th set of back-to-back home runs this season for the Tigers. The other ones probably included Cabrera, McMiggy, not in the lineup. And the Orioles, I thought, were very relieved that Yoenis was out of the lineup tonight and not on the Tigers team, but this team has responded well without him.
Chen missing low and away to Anthony Gose. They really have responded. Cespedes, at least for the time, has not been missed tonight. That is popped up right to the catcher, and Wieters hauls it in for the first out. Gose is out of there. Saw Mike Wright starting to warm up in their bullpen, so already they've gotten action.
Well, if you're Buck Farmer over there, you got a 6-0 lead. I've heard it so many times where you hear the guy say, act like it's a tie game, or it's a 0-0 game. You just want to come out, make sure you're throwing strikes. We saw last night that the Orioles came back this part of the game. Don't let your guard down.
Strike 1 on Rajai Davis. Double ground out. Another bounce in. Good support tonight for Buck Farmer. He's done the job so far.
If I remember right, in some of his earlier starts, he was cruising along and then kind of hit the bricks in was it the 5th inning or so?
Yeah, middle of the game.
Got to find a way to push through that.
Bouncing ball foul. Farmer gave up 7 runs in his first start against the Angels in LA back in May, and then gave up 5 runs his next start in Cleveland.
Every time you go back down to the minor leagues after you've been in the big leagues as a young kid, you work on stuff, you understand what you have to do, and you always come back a little bit better.
Line drive, base hit, out of the reach of a diving Jonathan Scope into center. Rajay thought about going for 2 and thought better of it. 1-out single. Well, the Tigers conclude their weekend series with the Red Sox on August 9th at 1:08. It's a Sunday Kids Day. All kids 14 and under receive a free Jose Iglesias poster. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Well, Buck Showalter certainly did not want to do this tonight, but he's going to have to go get Wei-Yin Chen. And Chen is done after 3 1/3 tonight. Wright will come in out of the bullpen. Wallside windows pitching change. We'll be back.
Really throwing the ball great for Baltimore. You see his first start allowing 5+ earned runs since 8/27/13. But the Tigers have gotten to him tonight. 6-0. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 runs, 3 home runs. We got a new pitcher, Mario.
We do indeed. His name would be Mike Wright, who has got some numbers here at the big league level. Was really pitching well down at AAA Norfolk, where he was recalled from today.
He dominated 8-0 down there with a 2.41 ERA in Norfolk. But the Orioles are going to be looking to shut the Tigers down just as they did last night. Tigers are looking to add on.
5.16 ERA at the major league level for Wright. Here is Iglesias. Tigers again double digits in hits. They're already at 10 and we're only in the 4th inning. Tigers have scored in every inning so far. Jose 1 for 2 with a single, a strikeout. Runner bluffs.
It looks like Rajay's got a real good lead down there, a real aggressive posture. He's going to want to go. You don't want to let up right now. There's an unwritten rule if you're up 6 runs after 6 that you lay off, but we're only in the 4th inning.
Runner goes. Here's the throw on target, tag in time.
I think he might have been safe, wasn't he?
Looked to me like he might have beaten it. Certainly the Tigers will take a look at it.
He's not arguing it. Didn't get a very good jump right there. A little late on the jump. I had 3.36 seconds from the time that the pitcher moved to the time the tag was made. Well, Raji's not arguing it. He must have got him.
Oh, looks safe. Did he come off?
There you see the jump right here. He doesn't take long when he gets on base. See a lot of the Tigers sliding by the base. I was talking to Ian Kinsler about that last night as he overslid third base, and he said the infield track here is really hard. It's unlike what's at Comerica Park, where it's a little softer. They keep more water on it, and it's stickier, so you have to slide out a little further here than you do at Comerica Park.
Tigers will challenge this. I think he might be safe on this. We'll see.
It depends whether they're going to call him off the bag.
Yeah, that would be the only thing. But as you say, Davis, I mean, just really got up and went right back to the bench.
Well, we're going to slow it down right here. I thought he got his hand in there for sure, but did he come off? And the hand's definitely on it. But did he come off the bag? With the Orioles keeping the glove on all of the sliding runners.
Well, he may have come off, but I don't know if.
Can't really see that clearly, can you?
No, you can't. That's the problem.
His hand's definitely there before the tag. Should call him safe. Raji with 14 bags this year, only been caught 4 times. He's got a great percentage, great lifetime percentage as well. When you steal, you want to be about 73 to 75% success rate or better. That's to, I guess, justify the reward outweighing the risk. Is that confusing?
No, not at all.
Because you know we have the matrix.
No, we don't need the matrix for that one.
We're not going to do it, but it's coming soon. The matrix, the run matrix is coming soon.
Why don't you tweet the matrix? Perfect. There you go. That'll be your 7th tweet.
You know, I'm almost speechless. You kind of got me there.
For the first time ever.
You guys want to see the matrix back there? You know what it is? The crew in here, they're shaking no.
Again, the tag.
He looks to be safe. I know in New York they're looking to see if he came off the bag, because in general they don't like to reverse these.
Should this be a stolen base, it would be 15 for Rajai out of 19 attempts. But right now the call is out, and that call was made by Tom Woodring. What do we have, gentlemen?
Well, the umpires here have nothing to do with the decision.
Ooh, they called him out.
Yeah, they called him coming off the bag.
Hand is off right there, but the foot was on, though.
Yeah, but it came off. The foot came off again there. Again, that surface is really slippery.
So the call stands. Rajai is out. Here's the 1-1 to Iglesias. He'll send a ground ball to second. Broke his bat. Scope throws him out. However, the Tigers with back-to-back home runs. Another big inning for Detroit. McCann goes over the center field wall. Marte, not to be outdone, goes back-to-back. 6-0 Detroit. Reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Buck Farmer back at the hill. Every time he goes to the mound, he's got more runs to work with. 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs so far against Farmer. And the first one is in there for a strike on Chris Davis. It'll be Davis, Wieters, Hardy in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss. Tigers knock out Chen in the top of this inning. That one missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Davis. A couple of years back, 2013, Chris Davis hit 53 home runs. Knocked in 138 that year, the biggest year of his career. And he'll look at one missing outside. 2-2.
Looks like he's made a little adjustment this at bat. His first at bat, swung at a couple of those pitches and struck out, realizing that Farmer's got a lot of run on those pitches coming in again.
Chopper to the right side. That'll be Kinsler. 1 out. Davis 0 for 2.
Nice job right there. Buck Farmer not afraid to come back inside. We showed his hot zone last night. Inside is where you got to throw him, but you don't want to miss out over the middle because he really lets it go.
Here's Matt Wieters. Wieters a 4-3 ground out of his own. That ended the first inning. Orioles have had a couple of opportunities, first and third, with only 1 out twice, but they failed to score both times. Lifted in the air toward left center field. Ghosts on the run, still going back. That ball is going to go up against the wall. Wieters on his way to second, and he is safe at second base with a double. And he almost hit it out.
Ball's jumping tonight. Didn't look like he even was behind that ball. But Taraji does a great job right here. See the ball up and away, a little outside. Wieters stays on it. Anthony Ghost, my apologies. Makes a good strong throw, plays it on a 1 hop. Wieters just ahead of the throw. That's as fast as he goes.
Here is J.J. Hardy now. Orioles trying to get on the board here. It's 6-0 Detroit. Hardy popped up in his only at bat. He has 7 home runs this year, but he's gone better than 25 times in his career. Just inside. Remember the days when shortstops routinely would hit a lot of home runs. I mean, you got guys like Alex Rodriguez and Nomar and Cal Ripken.
Sure did. Home runs are down all around Major League Baseball now. Way down.
2-0 is a strike, 2-1.
I mean, we know why from the 90s. After the 90s, why they went down. And, you know, their stance has changed a little bit in Major League Baseball about some of the workout supplements. But when scouts are out looking, they're looking for power now.
The 2-1. Bouncing ball to third. Castellanos has that one. He has really had himself a solid series defensively.
Sure has. Another reason you have the bullpens at the back end, they're so specialized. It holds down the amount of balls that leave the ballpark as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you look at some of the numbers here. Camden Yards always has been one of those ballparks where it yields a lot of home runs. But now you've got guys coming out of the bullpen really on every team that throw mid to upper 90s.
And you know, it specializes lefty on lefty. You know, you go left, right. And the guys are throwing 97 to 100. But still good game. Got to play small ball as well to score your runs. More emphasis on pitching and defense, I think, as of late.
Flaherty is 0 for 1, trying to pick up Wieters, who has doubled here, but he's still standing there with 2 outs. One ball, 1 strike. Flaherty hit one back to the mound his first time up. 0 for 1, was on the disabled list with a groin strain earlier this year. Here's another Vanderbilt product. A lot of those in the big leagues.
Really are. A lot of high pitch, too. Farmer doubled it up inside there. You know, we watched James McCann set up or call the pitches inside earlier in the year. Didn't get the buy-in from some of the pitchers, but Farmer's he's on the same page. Single, double in.
Chop to the right side, under the glove with Marte into right field. That's going to get a run in. Marte unable to get the glove down, and Wieters comes around to score. Jeffrey not a first baseman by trade, a third baseman in the minor leagues, but filling in there.
It looks like he just gets his feet tangled up a little bit, unable to get the glove on this. It's in position. Just overruns it a little bit. And the Orioles are on the board.
E3, no RBI in the play. That'll make it 6-1. And it brings up Jonathan Scope. He bounced out his first time up. Scope pops it up. Right side, Kinsler on the move. He'll track it down. Inning is over. They'll get a run on the air by Marte. Law firm, official legal services sponsor at Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Back here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, Tigers have the lead. 6-1 is our score as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Bernstein advantage coming your way now with Ian Kinsler leading it off. And the first one drops in, a breaking ball strike. Kinsler, 12 multi-hit games this month, tied for second most in the major leagues. He's had a lot of those this year, period. The chopper to the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. It's the first time they've gotten Kinsler tonight. One gone. So Mike Wright came on, got the ground out in the 4th and a ground out here in the 5th.
2 grounders, huh? Must be a sinker ball guy.
Let's see what Victor does against him. Try to get Victor restarted again. He is 0 for 2 in this game. Strikeouts and a double play ball. Hillbat left-handed in this at bat with the right-hander on the hill now.
Never switch hit, but it's got to be interesting when you get turned around in the middle of a game. You take one right-handed, now you're around left-handed. I know as a manager, many times you'll do that when you bring a reliever in a big situation. There's usually pretty big splits one way or the other, but when it's even, you have even splits. Sometimes you turn them around for the sake of turning them around because they haven't taken BP that way. You're looking for a good result.
Now the 0-2. Well, we mentioned Martinez has struggled from the left side this year, .219 left-handed. But over his career, .300 from both sides of the plate. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Victor.
Good job holding up on that. That ball was quick slider, broke late. Those are hard to lay off of. The one that goes underneath your hands right there, down towards your feet.
.26 hits for the Tigers the first 2 games in this series so far. 16 last night, 10 more tonight.
Got to keep adding on.
Yeah, we saw how important that was last night. Ground ball. There's a base hit. Found a hole.
They didn't shift him that time either.
Let's check in now with John Keating.
Mario, you guys were talking about Daniel Norris, the big piece that the Tigers got back in the David Price trade yesterday. He arrived here in Baltimore. He's with the team. We talked last night about him being just a little bit unique. He is also, he reports, the second cousin of Brad Ausmus. He said he's been an Ausmus fan even before the trade arrived, and it has to do with marriage, and so they really aren't that connected, but he takes great pride in the fact that there is some connection between himself and his new manager. And Ausmus was asked about it, and he kind of said, okay, whatever. He doesn't really acknowledge that Daniel Norris might be related to him, but
well, it's always good to be related to the manager, don't you think?
Well, that was my question to him. Is like, you're going to have family now, putting some pressure on the manager to make sure that he takes extra special care of the new lefty starter, right?
Well, thanks for that, Keith. We certainly look forward to Norris's first start. That's coming up on Sunday here. In the meantime, Wright is going to be taken out of this game.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but I watched the trainer right after the pitch come right out there.
And so the Orioles go to the bullpen. Another wall side windows pitching change. We'll be back. got a new pitcher now, and that'll be Michael Givens who comes in.
You can see the numbers there with Bowie. That's in Double-A. 55 in the third inning. Good ERA there. It's a little different level. Looks like he features about a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, slider, occasional change piece. And he gets the honor of warming up on the big mound because Michael Wright looked like he pulled a hamstring or a groin or something there on that right leg. You see when he goes to make the move towards first base right here, just shuts it down. When you get into the season like this, people get fatigued and injury can happen at a higher rate than normal.
So Givens is set to go to work. He has a little bit of a different arm angle. Looks like a low 3/4 arm angle.
Yeah, the righties are going to like that.
Not. Victor Martinez at first base with a 1-out single.
Wonder why they didn't shift him there.
Yeah, they didn't at all, and that would have been right into the shift where they normally play him.
You can see they are shifting JD right here. You got the second baseman over. He can't. It's really hard for a second baseman to go on the other side of the bag because he's got to cover the bag. Try and turn the double play ball.
Here's the interesting thing about Givens. He was really hadn't been pitching all that much. They converted him from a shortstop to a pitcher in the minor leagues in 2013. So he's only been pitching a couple of years.
Not long at all.
High towering fly ball to right field. This one is hit deep to the wall and caught by Davis. 2 outs.
Didn't miss that one by much, did he?
It would have been his second home run of the day. So Castellanos will step in now with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's several pitchers in the big leagues today that were position players converted. Henley Jansen from the Dodgers, closer. He was a catcher. He hasn't thrown very long at all. But he's got a lot of saves in a short amount of time.
But a lot of those guys proved they couldn't hit a lick in the minor leagues.
That's usually the common denominator. Yep.
But Givens, though, was a career .263 hitter. Not bad.
Maybe he had a bad glove.
Well, he didn't hit for much power either. There's a strike call. 0-2.
Got a nasty angle there. Like you say, it's not quite sidearm. It's kind of a sidearm 3/4. When you drop down like that, it makes it very uncomfortable for the right-handed hitters.
Swing and a miss, and it was an uncomfortable swing for Castellanos, who has fanned 3 times in this game tonight. Tigers baseball this evening presented by Bell Tire.
encounters by Buck Farmer. In the first, it's Matt Wieters to the third out, gets out of trouble, and then again in the third, Adam Jones double play ball. We had first and third, one out. Good job getting out of trouble there.
8 ground ball outs in this game.
That's a good sign.
He hasn't walked anybody either. David Lowe leads it off, the number 9 hitter for the Orioles. And he looks at ball 1 to get things started here in the bottom of the 5th. Lowe lined out to right field his first time up. Farmer's 1-0 on the outside corner.
Nick Castellanos in on the grass. This is the kind of guy that will lay one down on you if you don't honor him. Baltimore's looking for base runners. You don't want to give them a free one.
Farmer probably should be throwing a shutout here. He got the ground ball with 2 outs and a runner at second base in the 4th inning, but it was misplayed by Marte, and that's how the Orioles got their only run. Bouncing ball to second. Another ground ball out for Farmer.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. Buck Farmer. High of 93, low of 79. And a lot of two-seamers I think you're seeing. That's where we're getting all the ground balls. Looking and seeing a lot of good depth and a lot of good movement, lateral movement. And if you're a manager and you see that start to straighten out a little bit, that's when you want to be thinking about getting him out of there.
Ball 1 to Machado. We got the word on Wright. Mike Wright left the game with a left calf cramp. Here's the 1-0.
Looked like a little more than a cramp. That's what you hope for anyway, is that it's only a cramp, because then the recovery will be quicker.
Here is Farmer's 1-1. 2-1 on Machado. And he's been on base twice in this game. Infield hit by pitch. And not been able to bring him around. He's gotten to third base. He did so in the first inning. Half swing. He went around, says Lance Barksdale. 2-2. Threw that one outside. It's gone full now on Machado, 3-2.
Yeah, Buck didn't like that pitch right there. He really yanked it, trying to paint down and away. Now he's into a 3-2 count here.
And he lost it, ball 4. Machado reaches for the 3rd time.
70 pitches, 40 strikes, 30 balls. It's a good ratio.
First walk of the game now for Farmer.
They're mulling something over there. There's a conversation going on.
The phone has been answered on the other end.
He's at 70 pitches. They're probably going to try and hold him down.
Look at Bill Meyer. He hung up. He went to answer the phone, said he hung up. Must have changed his mind. Here's Paredes. Oh, that one is off. Farmer is going to roll into right field. Machado is on his way to third base. He will stop there. That was a rocket off the bat of Paredes. And we'll see if Farmer's okay.
They got him solid. I don't know if it was the knee or the shin. Yeah, it's right off the inside of the knee. Middle on top of it right here. See Farmer, he finishes towards the first base side, so he's not in very good position here to catch any balls hit back at him. That stings. But if you're ever going to stay in the game, it's after 4 1/3 innings in the lead, in a 5-run lead.
No doubt. You know, Farmer wants to get himself his first major league win. Well, as he warms up, we'll tell you that we're calling all Michigan State University alumni, students, and fans. Get a Tigers hat in MSU colors and get a ticket to see the Tigers play the Rangers August 21st at 7:08 when you buy a special ticket package exclusively at tigers.com/special events.
Well, that's some team colors there.
Yeah, that's really sweet lid right there. If I say go green, what would you say?
Go white.
Boy.
I can hear everybody around their living room saying something about that.
Half of Detroit is groaning, the other half is saying right on. So Farmer's going to stay in the game.
Well, we've talked about the 2 encounters he's had so far this game. He's in that situation again. Adam Jones with another chance to get at him.
Machado got it started with a walk. He's at third now, and Paredes at first. Once again, the Orioles have runners at the corners. Third time in this game already. And they've got the dangerous Adam Jones up there. Ball 1. Did not go, says Gary Cederstrom. Jones hit into a double play in this situation back in the third. That missed inside. 2-0.
Looked like a slider there. Ball just came out spinning. Ian Kroll warming up. To the next hitter, Chris Davis.
Rolled foul. Now the count is 2-1.
When a pitcher has a pitch that dives down and into a hitter, it's a very hard pitch to hit, and hitters don't like it. And I didn't like it when left-handed they take and dive it down. It's just really hard to get on top of the ball. A very good pitch that time from Buck Farmer to Adam Jones. Want to keep the ball off the barrel of the bat, and that's one way of doing it.
Towering drive deep to left center field. Ghost is back and it's gone. Second home run of the series for Jones. And it's a ball game now, 6-4.
I want to take a look at the previous pitch. This is the second pitch right here. This is a hanging changeup. And Adam Jones does what you're supposed to do with that. And then this is the previous pitch. No, that's still the changeup. Remember the previous pitch diving down and in and unable to get on top of that.
So Brad Osmus coming out, and Buck Farmer will give up the baseball, it appears. They've got the left-hander Chris Davis coming up, and so Farmer will not get a win in this game. Ian Kroll coming in. We're in the bottom of the fifth. It's now 6-4.
Go back and show you the previous pitch right here. Really good pitch by Buck Farmer. A little sinker down and in. That was his best pitch really all night long. Then he comes back and tries to trick him with a changeup. He really tries to sell it, and it just stays up top of the zone, and Adam Jones deposits into the bullpen to bring the game to a 6-4 game.
That was Jones's 100th career home run at Camden Yards, and it's a biggie to make it a 2-run game now. And Jones' career against the Tigers, well, awfully good. What a 10-gamer now versus Detroit.
It's amazing how that happens from time to time. Ian Kroll in again, 23rd game. That does have one hold. Going to get some experience here against Chris Davis. Got to hold these Orioles down.
Still only 1 out of the inning. A walk, a single, and a 3-run shot. Now a 2-run game. Davis 0 for 2, strikeout, ground out. We whistled foul, back out of play.
Tardy by Davis. Ian Kroll has a very sneaky fastball.
Kroll has allowed just 1 run over his last 10 appearances. Crowd getting back into it, much like they did late in the game last night. Drill to right field. That's going to drop. Base hit. Davis has a single. That'll bring up Wieters.
Yeah, it was 88 miles an hour. I'm not sure. That might have been a cutter there, but Chris Davis stays hot. Be happy you kept it in the ballpark. Man on first. Still have a chance to get that double play.
Wieters lofted a double in his last at bat. He was 1 for 2. Ball 1 outside to Matt Wieters. He'll bring McCann out to the mound. Tiger bullpen last night struggled to keep him off the board. The Tigers at one point led 9-2, then 9-4.
Well, you're cruising along at 6-0, and then it's 6-1. Now it's 6-4. It just elevates the pressure, and the Tiger players have to deal with it. The young pitchers.
2-0.
Got to act like you're in the bullpen and make sure you execute this pitch. Try and take the pressure away from the game.
On Wieters. J.J. Hardy waiting on deck.
It looked like he had wanted that pitch, but that's not a strike. Up and away, out of the zone.
We see 3-0. Way outside. He walked him on 4 straight. Tying runs on now. It's going to bring out Jeff Jones.
Well, Ian missed 4 times there, and they were all arm side high. So you got to make an adjustment, and hopefully Jeff Jones has noticed something from the dugout. And he'll go out there and get him settled down and give him a suggestion. Sometimes you have a suggestion, sometimes you have a good joke. Breaks the ice a little bit. Got any good jokes?
What do you think on that? My initial response is no. I might come up with one.
Well, I mean, sometimes you just try and break the ice.
Sure.
Try and get them to relax. There, Brad is studying his lineup card. Who does he see on there? He's got Rondon, Valdez, Shane Green, Feliz, Albuquerque, Alex Wilson, and Blaine Hardy.
And now Brad on the phone again. So here is Hardy with 2 men on, 1 out. That'll roll foul.
Grab it. Sometimes those balls get spin on them and they'll come fair.
Looks like there is some action now in the Detroit bullpen. And Valdez, who was just called up today, beginning to heat up.
That's pretty universal when you bring somebody up. You always like to get them right into a game.
"34 appearances down in Toledo." Valdez joining the club today. 0-1 on J.J. Hardy. Pop up and a ground out for Hardy. Could use a ground ball here. Ooh, right back to the mound. Knocked down by Kroll. He'll throw to first and throw it away. 1 run will score. To third goes Wieters, and it's 6-5.
Well, I think Ian Kroll, he didn't notice it, but this ball is going right to second. He could have flipped right to second baseman, right to Iglesias right there. He would have had it out. He tries to make the fantastic play, and it doesn't work out. It's very hard to be running away from a bag and throw the ball. The ball's not even close. Run scores.
Single, E1, no RBI. Now the Orioles have the tying run at third. Go ahead run at first. Only 1 out. Here's Ryan Flaherty. 8th man to bat in the inning for Baltimore. Breaking ball bends in for a strike. Tigers now have committed 2 errors in this game, and both pretty costly. The 0-1. Another one, and the same result, 0-2. You got Wieters at third base. Hardy at first. Foul ball at home plate.
Good pitch there, right on the knuckles.
Kroll has given up a single, a walk, and another base hit since coming on, replacing Farmer. Buck gave up the 3-run homer to Adam Jones. Swing and a miss. He tried to hold up, couldn't do it. Down he goes. Big out there, 2 gone.
Yeah, big pitch right here. Throws the other 2 curveballs up high. This one down into the dirt. It's about a 58-footer. Good block by James McCann. 2 outs.
Here is the 9th man to bat in the inning, Jonathan Schoop. Swing and a miss. Schoop seemed tardy there, 0-1. Ground out pop up for the number 8 hitter.
J.D. Martinez pulling over towards the line a little bit, straight over. So they're expecting him to be a little late.
Ground ball to short. Iglesias has it. He'll flip to second for the force to end the inning. So the Tigers will survive with the lead, but it's a ball game once again. 6-5 at the end of 5.
6'5" Tigers. Chevrolet brings you the high strength steal. It happened in the 4th inning. James McCann with the big bomb straightaway central. And that was fouled up with Marte back-to-back into the Orioles bullpen. Things were a little more comfortable then. Now we're a little tighter.
And notice put the emphasis on strength there.
There's some strength there.
And they must have had a couple. The Tigers with 3 home runs. However, it is a 1-run game now. And McCann, Marte, and Ghosts will go to work here in the top of the 6th. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Tigers. 5 runs, 8 hits now for the O's. There's a ball inside to McCann. Big night tonight for James. Single homer, couple of runs scored.
Yeah, got to get right back at it. Tigers have been scoring runs, so don't stop that.
1-1.
Bill Givens, we talked about last inning about that arm angle. It's very uncomfortable for the right-handed hitters, and James hanging in there well, not leaking at all.
Swing and a miss. Not only does he have that arm angle, but he's got a little bit of a hip turn too, which adds some more deception.
Little Louis T out there.
Yeah. Got him. Strike 3, and McCann caught looking. That is 8 strikeouts tonight for Baltimore pitching.
Well, he just got done swinging at a slider, and he's thinking another one's coming right here, but it's a fastball there. You can see the hip turn we were talking about. James just too late to pull the trigger. Can't argue that one.
Here's Jeffrey Marte. He's had a big night. Doubled and a homer. His 2nd home run this year for the Tigers, batting .231. (1-1). Givens down at Double-A Bowie was pitching pretty well. 1.79 ERA. 34 appearances.
He's got good stuff tonight. Favorable call right there. That ball looked like it was inside. And that's Barksdale.
Now it's 1-2. McCann and Marte combining for 4 hits, including a couple of home runs at the bottom of the Tigers lineup. There's a soft line drive to left, base hit. 1-out single for Marte. He's 3 for 3.
Attaboy, Jeffrey. Gets a slider that doesn't break down and away. Kind of has more middle of the plate right there. Serves it nicely into left field.
Got to get Anthony Ghosts a base hit here. He is 0 for his last 23. Strikeout, popped up a bunt in his last at bat.
Get him a gapper. Let's let him get a nice hit and run the bases.
Bouncing ball to second. And it's bobbled, and the throw to first is in time. Scope had trouble with it.
Let's take a look. This ball comes up. Anthony can't beat it out.
So Marte is in scoring position now with 2 outs. Rajay Davis, 2 hits tonight, single double, and a run scored. Way outside, 1-0. Davis, after singling in his last at bat in the 4th inning, was caught trying to steal. That darts outside again. 2 balls, no strikes.
Looked like Rajay was just taking that all the way. Hitters will do that sometimes. Just try and get that arm angle, find that release point.
2-1. Well, he's looked at 3 of them now. Davis skies it in the air to right. Davis under it to make the catch. Side retired. Nothing doing for the Tigers here in the 6th. To the bottom we go. 1-run game. The 6th inning, Cans had a nice night. 2 out of 3 with a solo home run. And Adam Jones, though, with a big home run. In fact, he's homered in 4 of his last 7 against Detroit. 6-5 game. Ian Kroll goes back to the mound in the bottom of the 6th. He's got David Lowe leading it off.
This game much the same as the one last night. Tigers jump out to a big lead and the Orioles come back. It's going to be bullpen against bullpen from this point on.
Lowe started things off in the 5th inning. They sent 9 men to the plate. The Orioles did. That breaking ball stays high, 2-0.
Looks like Ian Kroll is getting under the pitches a bit. Most of his pitches have all been to that side of the plate and elevated high in the zone.
Outside, 3-0 on David Lowe. Top of the order waiting on deck, Manny Machado.
I believe we've got action in the pin.
There's a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff man is on. Valdez has been loosening and he is up again. And Brad apparently is going to want him here.
Got a bunch of righties coming up.
So Valdez will take his final warm-up tosses in the bullpen. And he'll be summoned into the game. We have a pitching change. We'll be back.
trading deadline that rolls around July 31st, but he says he can't remember a stretch that was more frenetic, more crazy in the hours leading up to the trade deadline than today. It was about 3:45, just 15 minutes to go before he was able to trade away Yoenis Cespedes to the Mets for a package that included Michael Fulmer. That's the guy that Dave really wanted. Picked up 5 young arms over the course of the last couple of days. He said about 6 teams were in on Cespedes over the course of the past couple of days. But Fulmer was the guy he wanted. Fulmer was the guy he got. And so the Tigers turned the page on Cespedes, and they've restocked the system really with some up-and-coming arms. Mario, give it.
Yeah, no doubt they've restocked the system, and that's the important thing for this Tigers team that used their system the last couple of years to get some guys for a pennant stretch. Meanwhile, Jose Valdez will come in now. This is major league debut for the Tigers.
Good situation to come into right here. He's got a lot of experience down there in Toledo. Coming into this hot competition right here. This is fun stuff.
Well, he's going to face Manny Machado, so it's going to get a little bit hotter.
You know, just to comment on what Keith said, you know, they wanted Fulmer or Fuller, and you know they were willing to wait to the end. You get down to 15 minutes. I've been in these rooms. You call them. It's kind of a game of chicken. And it seems like the Mets called finally with 15 minutes to go, and the deal got done.
6 teams were involved on Cespedes. That's a lot of ball clubs. The Mets eventually won out. Well, here's Machado. He's been on base 3 times. Outside 1-0. 6-5. Tigers have the lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning at Camden Yards.
Making your debut, coming in against one of the best. That's the only way to do it.
High, 2 balls, no strikes. Valdez down in the minor leagues. San Toledo had a 1.46 ERA over his last 9 outings before coming up.
You can quickly see he's got a live arm, 97 miles an hour on that pitch.
Taking all the way, missing up and in, and the count goes 3-0.
With 7 straight balls this inning.
Paredes waiting on deck. Righties were batting just .222 against Valdez down at Toledo. In there for a strike. 3-1.
Pretty good location right here. He just gets the corner. Good frame by James McCann as well.
Driven deep to left field, way back, and the Orioles had the lead.
There are a couple things that you don't want to do. Leadoff walks are always bad. And being behind in the count is number 2 no-no. And then you don't want to do it to somebody with the type of hitter that Manny Machado is. This is a 3-1 pitch right down the middle. Machado doesn't disappoint the fans. His 22nd home run.
He hit an absolute bomb, and that is the 2nd home run of the night for the Orioles. They have their first lead, 7-6. The Tigers letting a 6-0 lead get away tonight. Here's Paredes. They foul it back 0-1. He killed that thing.
Well, he's sitting dead red right there. The ball is low right down the middle. And here's a young kid, one of the most talented kids in the game today. And just puts a good swing on it. Doesn't overswing, just barrels that pitch. And you throw that hard, put the barrel on it, it's going to go.
Valdez missing outside, so the first man he faces in the major leagues, Manny Machado, takes him deep.
Little chatter in the Oriole dugout, reviewing the play.
Paredes takes up and in. 2-1 the count. Ninth hit of the game now for the Orioles. They've taken their first lead. Way inside to the backstop it goes. 3-1. Valdez signed by the Tigers as a free agent back in 2009. He's been in the Tigers minor league system his entire career. That Erie last year, Toledo this year.
That's a big jump from Toledo to Detroit.
Now the 3-1 coming home. Paredes takes outside. That's a walk, and the first three Orioles have reached here in the sixth.
Yeah, I would say that the most frustrating thing that can happen with pitching is when the guys can't throw the ball over the plate. It's tough, but you gotta keep your head in the game. The next pitch, the next hit ball could be hit to you. You got to make the play.
Jeff Jones comes out to try and settle him down, and we remind you to follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at bat. #1 app for live baseball that bat us up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and more at MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet.
Conversation continues. Jeffrey Marte in there trying to settle the young Valdez down. 5 home runs in tonight's game. 3 by the Tigers, 2 by the Orioles. Want to keep guys off base in front of anybody else who might hit another one.
Well, here is Jones. He hit one out, a 3-run shot, which really started to bring him back in the 5th inning. They made it 6-4. That home run was his 17th. Ball 1. Still nobody out here in the 6th. Leadoff walk by Lowe. Valdez came on, gave up the 2-run homer to Machado. And Paredes is one. Trying to hold up, couldn't do it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Guessing strike right there, didn't get it.
Valdez, 25 years old, a native of the Dominican Republic. Little Fisker into shallow center field. Goes coming on, diving and making the catch. No, he couldn't hold on to it, and Gose is hurt. Paredes will take second. Anthony Gose is stretched out in center field.
Yeah, that's dangerous when you dive head first. It could fall on your wrist, on your arm, your shoulder can get dislocated. Maybe just knock the wind out of him, it's looking like.
Yeah, hopefully that's it. He nearly made a spectacular diving play in center.
Kevin Rand, the trainer for the Tigers, and Brad Ausmus on their way out. They don't have too many to throw in the game right now. They take him out. I don't know if Tyler Collins is in yet off his flight. Let's take a look.
Like he had it, but then it rolled out. Oh, he actually lost his glove.
Yep, looks like came right down on the ball. The ball hits him in the shoulder. Hand goes underneath. It went right through his webbing.
Oh, it did.
Needs a new glove. That ball went right through the webbing of his glove.
So the Orioles now have runners at first and second.
You got to tighten that glove up.
Fortunately for Ghost, is able to stay in the game. And now here's Chris Davis. Davis a single and 3 at bats. 7-6, the Orioles have the lead. Off the end of the bat, foul, 0-1.
The way this Orioles team is constructed, I think they're third or fourth in home runs. But you got Machado who can hit one out. Adam Jones, Chris Davis, Matt Wieters, J.J. Harder behind him. Those guys all good experience. They can leave the yard.
This is an Orioles team that for the last 2 years has left the yard quite a bit. Ball outside. Orioles now have 340 home runs since the start of last year, which is the most in baseball. One ball, one strike on Chris Davis. Swing and a miss. Feels like this inning has gone on forever and there's still nobody out.
Yeah, the last couple though.
Photo op.
Scott Coolbaugh is the hitting coach. He's got to be happy what he's seen from the Orioles last couple of days.
Bouncing ball foul, first base side. Well, the Orioles in a losing cause last night came back from a 9-2 deficit. And they would end up scoring some runs late in that game. They had a couple of home runs last night. Jones and Davis went deep. And tonight it's Jones and Machado that have gone deep.
Double play would play nicely right here.
The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Things really unraveled for Buck Farmer as well. I mean, he had really given up just one unearned run through 4 innings, and then with 1 out in the 5th, he walked a batter. Then a single and a 3-run homer, and just like that, he was out of the game.
Yep, game got quick.
The 2-2. Davis drills one to right field. That ball is down. JD will cut it off. Here comes Paredes rounding third. They'll send him home, and he will score. Jones goes to third. It's an RBI hit for Chris Davis.
Well, I think that's Chris Davis's second 2-strike hit in a row. He hit his home run with 2 strikes, I believe, and this one right here, Brad's going to make a change, it looks like.
The debut of Jose Valdez will end 4 batters in without retiring a hitter. Neftali Feliz, the veteran, will be coming in. And so Valdez will depart, and we'll be back. first and third here in the 6th inning. Valdez is out of the game, and Neftali Feliz will come in for the Tigers.
In his 8th game, ERA is not what you want to see. He's struggled since coming over from Texas. Walked 4, struck out 5, and opponent's batting average is not what you want to see either. But they're going to get another opportunity here tonight. Orioles are really rolling right now.
Well, Feliz in his last outing in Tampa just a couple of days ago in the 28th allowed 5 runs in a third of an inning. And they need someone right now, the Tigers do, out of the bullpen to step up. Wilson did last night, but that was about it. So they've got him at the corners. It's Jones and Davis at third and first. And Matt Wieters stepping in. Infield coming in for the Tigers.
Yeah, you got to cut the runs down. You can't allow any more by the Orioles. They want this game to get out of hand.
Wieters a double and a walk. Runner goes to second, and here comes the throw down to second base. He is out at second. He tried to go in standing up, and McCannon throws him out.
The Orioles try and sneak one here on him, on the Tigers. James McCann does have a gun, because when the infield's aligned this way, it's hard to go back and cover the bag. And probably didn't think they were even going to throw the ball.
Wow.
They're going to review that maybe. Good tag, good quick tag as well.
That's not good for Chris Davis. He anticipated no throw at all, and he's, well, initially called out. We'll see if Buck wants to challenge here. What a huge break that would be for the Tigers.
Yeah, they're struggling to get outs right now. And that's a free one if it happens. Yeah, he's not going to challenge it.
So James McCann now at 43%. Little pitch and catch out there at second base, and they applied the tag. Runner at third now. And sliced out of play. Oh, 0-2 on Wieters. Swing and a miss, and Wieters is out of there, and now there are 2 outs. Boy, did that change the complexion of this inning dramatically.
Sometimes you need a little bit of good fortune to get things turned around, and as you said, you get a free out at second base and you get the strikeout.
Well, you had to believe, Gibby, the thought was good there. It looked like they were going to catch him, but especially with the infield in, had he gone in hard sliding, he probably makes it.
You're exactly right. Like I say, in general, they don't throw the teams do not throw the ball down to second very much in that situation.
Hardy takes it outside.
A little bit of a mental error by the Orioles right there. You know Buck didn't like that. So 2 outs.
Fouled straight back. Now the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Jones at third down with 2 outs. 8-6 Baltimore.
Always important when you get into these situations. You keep cutting these innings off. No more runs.
Way high. 2-1. Hardy a single in the 5th. And he popped him up. Third base side. Castellanos, will he have room? Reaches, can't get it. Nick went as far as he could. About 2 rows deep.
What's he looking at over there?
I don't know. Trying to make sure everyone's okay.
Somebody must have got hit.
Yeah.
Dangerous thing trying to catch baseballs when you're at the ballpark. If you do have a glove, that's a little bit smarter. If not, get out of the way. Get it on the bounce. Yeah, a cup is not a good way of catching it either.
No, not at all. The 2-2. Fouled away again.
Especially with something in it.
Then it's even worse. So Phillies trying to get this final out here. Big strikeout of Wieters.
Neftali's had a couple days off, so he should be fresh.
And the 2-2. Bouncing ball left side. Castellanos gobbles it up. His throw is in time. That'll end the inning. However, the Orioles take the lead. Manny Machado hit a long one off Valdez in his big league debut. And the O's have the lead. In the last 3 innings, and they've got themselves a 2-run lead, and the O's will go to the bullpen now.
Chaz Rowe. Good story with this guy here. 25th game. Very, very good ERA. Big right-hander, fastball, sinker. Got a very good slider. Not walking many people. You see that. Very important. Had this guy in Arizona. Take the ball any day, any time, but Tigers got the task of getting after it.
Well, they've got their 2, 3, and 4 guys coming up. Iglesias, Kinsler, and Victor Martinez. 2-run game here in the 7th. First one is in up high, 1-0 on Iglesias. Jose in the game is 1 for 3, had a single in his first at bat. Average at .318, good for 4th in the American League. There's a strike on Iglesias, who has nothing but a look for Lance Barksdale.
He's getting it from the dugout too. That's not a good call.
Ball looked up and in.
Yeah, it's not good. When you have games like this, those really tend to bother you.
There's a strike on the outer edge.
When you chirp in the dugout, sometimes the zone gets a little larger. There's the previous pitch. Gets a response from the dugout.
Ooh. Fouled off.
Got to put it all behind you, though. You got to strike left. You got to find a way to get on.
As a manager, did it differ by home plate umpireman? Was it different with each guy how much you could go and how much you could jerk?
Don't want to say the magic words. If you put you in front of what you're going to say, that's not good. You're going to get tossed probably.
That'll get back out of play.
Well, you do kind of know it, and you know, it depends. As a manager, I always would rather me handle it so I can keep my players in the game. Sometimes it's better because it'll help your player if he's frustrated and you don't think he'll do anything foolish and not get a big suspension.
Fought off a fastball there from Rowe.
Which has Rowe has pretty good movement on his pitches. Ball sinks down and into the righties. He's got a good slider on the outside part. Iglesias has shown a very good two-strike hitter.
And he does it again. He slices a base hit to right. His second hit tonight. Time for a game break now. Here's Matt Shepard. Yeah, that's that bullpen they have that has been so good for the Royals. Are the Blue Jays ever out of a game?
Well, they've got a lot of offense. We all know that. They just had a Tulowitzki. And, of course, the pitching of David Price. But that's going to be a good series right there. That's a little bit of a preview. Just wonder how long the Royals can go on like that with the domination on the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, you wonder. They had Cueto going tonight. Kinsler takes it outside, and the count goes 2-0.
You see Iglesias we're talking about. This is updated with 2 strikes, 340. That leads Major League Baseball. Battler.
A healthy rip there, 2-1.
Yeah, good count to be in. 2-0. Ian's trying to tie it up.
Chance Rowe was born in Steubenville, Ohio, but went to high school in Lexington, Kentucky. And he missed again, and the count goes to 3-1. Rowe last year was briefly with the Yankees, appeared in just 3 games at the major league level.
Going to get a fastball here.
Drilled toward the gap in right center field. That ball is going to get down. This might get a run in. Jones goes over to cut it off. Here comes Iglesias rounding third. They send him home. Throw to the plate. Tag. Got him. Iglesias went in standing up and was tagged out.
Now he might ask about blocking the plate here. I think last year this might have been considered blocking the plate. We'll have to look at the replay. Brad's out there. He's got a question.
Gary Cederstrom, the first base umpire, is the crew chief. He's chatting with him now.
Well, we don't have a challenge left, right?
Right.
But the way around it was blocking the plate rule. I thought they took that provision out of it this year.
Well, you can always ask in the 7th inning and beyond the umpire to look at a play. We'll see what the umps are going to do here.
They're going to check something. Well, Brad's trying to plead his case, and again, we don't have a challenge left. We don't get another one till the 7th. And I just had a conversation on the plane with the guy Brad's talking to right now. And I thought he told me that they could not do it. But again, I think if they appeal it under the blocking the plate rule, I think it's 7.21 or something like that, that they could take a look.
Well, here's another look.
Yeah, very good execution and a rocket in from the relay man, but he's definitely blocking the plate there. I mean, in the past, that would be blocking the plate. He's right there. I mean, you can't block it any more than that now. And one of the arguments from the defense is always, the throw took me there.
Right.
But you could have went out front and got it too, and then came back. Did he tag him? Well, I had a play just like this when I claimed that Miguel Montero, the ball took him into the line of the runner, and I lost it. So we're on the other side of it here.
Not sure he even tagged him, did he?
Yeah, I was looking at that. Now if they look at the blocking the plate and they notice that he didn't tag him, they can also reverse the play.
Even if you're looking for something else.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're looking at any play and they see something else that they need to write, they can do that. Here we go. I can't believe it.
Wow. Well, what constitutes blocking the plate then?
Well, there's always an excuse or a reason. I'm sure they'd say the ball took him into the line of the runner.
But you said you've lost that argument before.
Oh yeah. But you know, every year it changes a little bit. They make rule changes. I mean, that's the way they see it. That's the way they call it. You have to respect it. That's a pretty good pick by Wieters right there. Now, if you're the runner, you'd probably like to see a slide on the outside part of the line right here and try and get by that. The old layout slide, foot out to the left, get a strawberry and a run.
It'll go as a double. The putout goes 8-4-2. Runner at third with one out. Here's Victor Martinez. He shoots one foul, back out of play. Still an 8-6 game. We have a runner at third, one gone. Darren O'Day warming up. Here's the 0-1. Slap foul again, 0-2 on Martinez.
O'Day's a guy who'd be tough on the Tigers. Tigers really only have two lefties in the lineup, so you bring out a guy that's dominated against right-handed hitters and looking to shut us down.
Well, if he gets Martinez here, do you think O'Day comes in to face JD?
It's possible, but I don't think he would do that. I think he might save him.
Now the 0-2. Bouncing ball to short. This will get a run in. And Victor will be out, but it'll make it a one-run game.
Well, let's take a look at these home plate collision rules. It says right here, to me, the catcher has to have possession of it to block the pathway of the runner trying to score. If the umpire decides that the catcher without the ball blocked the pathway of the runner, then the runner is safe. Now, that's kind of what it comes down to, I believe. And they made the call against us. And here you can see he's already over the plate. Now the ball did take him up, but my claim is he could have gone forward, caught the ball and come back. But Tigers just didn't get the break. They didn't get the call. And you asked a very good question about would they bring in Darren O'Day to face JD Martinez, and you were onto something there.
Yeah, apparently that's what they're going to do with a one-run game now. Is O'Day will come in. And JD Martinez one swing of the bat away from tying it up, so they want Darren O'Day.
Yeah, he's very, very tough on righties. Another big 6'4", 220 guy. Really tough on right-handers. He's got a 76% ground ball rate. That's way above the major league average, which is around 45%. So he's at 76%. That's probably almost best in the American League. Pretty much a fastball slider guy.
Now Buck having a chat with Lance Barksdale. Tigers get a run back here.
Well, let's take a look how we got into this mess. We were leading 6-1. Got into the 5th inning. Adam Jones goes deep. Then we get to the 6th inning. J.J. Hardy on crawl throws it away. Then another big home run with Manny Machado. Scored 3, then scored 4. The Tigers are down 8-6 now. Is he singing?
He was. Jones a 3-run shot in this game, and Machado a 2-run shot, powering this Orioles offense. And now Darren O'Day will step in against J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, when you're up and things are going good for you, you're catching the breaks, jokes are funny, everybody's smiling.
Martinez a 2-run homer back in the 3rd. That was off of Wei-Yin Chen, who gave up 3 homers in this game. And J.D. tried to hold, couldn't do it. 0-1.
That's a tough look. You look how he drops down right there. He's got pretty good velo for throwing the ball down there. Take a look here from behind home plate. Get a look at what JD's looking at.
One.
Think you could hit that?
No. But then again, I couldn't hit it if he underhanded it to home plate.
Well, the camera's back away, but it kind of gives you the look. You see how O'Day's arm goes behind his body. Turns that front shoulder in, then he jumps at you. He's got pinpoint accuracy.
Missed inside there, 2-1.
Think you would have jumped out of the way of that one right there?
Yep.
Inside tight.
You're assuming I would have gotten into the box in the first place.
Why not?
2 balls, 1 strike. That's outside, and the count goes 3-1.
Good job, JD, right there, laying off these pitches. Take a look right here. See him drop down, get that arm, goes behind, crouches down, hides the ball, and then slings it. He's had great success for the Orioles over the last couple of years.
He lost him, ball 4.
Good take right there.
Tying run is on now for the Tigers. It'll bring up Castellanos. They go for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Chen got him a couple of times. Gibbons, who is also one of those guys that came from the side, he struck him out in the 5th.
Well, he's had a tough game so far. This is the situation where you can make something happen and reverse the whole thing. Baseball always gives you another opportunity.
Up and in, and O'Day having trouble locating now. 1-0. We've had 25 hits in this game, 14 for the Tigers, 11 for the Orioles.
Got their hit shoes on, everybody. That's a pretty good slider right there, very tight. And you know, with Nick, they seem to stay with it when they get behind him. They know he's looking for the heater. Comes another one.
That one is in for a strike.
The previous slider he threw out over the middle of the plate that broke to the corner, and that one he threw it at the body. which broke over the front of the plate. So if you're Nick, you think it's maybe coming at you, and he just freezes you, unable to pull the trigger.
Swing and a miss. He struck it out. So the Tigers settle for 1 run. We'll go to the stretch here in Baltimore. It's a 1-run ball game. Behind in this one. And here's some news and notes from around the major leagues. Of course, it's been a busy last couple of days with the trade deadline expiring at 4 o'clock today. Cole Hamels officially acquired by the Rangers today, and it's a pretty big pickup for Texas.
Big pickup for anybody, huh? I mean, it's so talked about, and for it to finally happen today.
Of course, the Jays got a whole lot better with Tulowitzki, Price, LaTroy Hawkins, and then some. And Henry Mejia suspended for 162 games for illegal substances.
Just don't understand how you keep doing that. I think an organization in Major League Baseball real disappointed in that reoccurrence.
All right, let's check in now when we have a chance with John Keating. Keats.
Well, first of all, there was just a very, very weird moment here. Sometimes during the 7th inning stretch, they'll pause and they'll sing God Bless America. Here in Baltimore, they just paused and sang, this land is your land, this land is my land. And the players didn't know whether you should stand in reverence or not. So some were warming up. The pitcher was warming up and then stopped, and everybody kind of looked at each other and said, what do we do here? I've never seen that before. Trade deadline has come and gone. Brad Ausmus was asked whether he can relax a little bit, and he just kind of smiled inside. He said, no, there's another trade deadline coming up August 31st. Of course, that's the waiver deadline. He's looking ahead, as all good managers do. Guys?
Yeah, Keith, and a lot of times you'll see that in the month of August. A lot of players will continue to change addresses. We'll see if that transpires again this year.
Yeah, the rules are a little bit different. People will be put on waivers, and somebody can claim them. If they want him, they can try and work out a deal. If the deal doesn't work out, then the home team can pull them back off waivers. But in general, guys with big contracts don't get claimed. So there still could be some movement.
And there are times where guys with big contracts are put on waivers just to kind of gauge interest, and all of a sudden somebody claims them to block them, and they say, all right, just take the contract. And they're stuck with that big contract by claiming that player.
I remember the biggest one in my lifetime was it Randy Myers?
Randy Myers,
yes. In San Diego, they claimed the block, and they said, you got him. And it was a bad pickup. He did not pitch well out in San Diego. So still some gamesmanship left to be played here by the GMs.
Flaherty, Scope in low here in the bottom of the 7th, 1-run game. Bouncing ball right side, ranging left is Kinsler. Low is out. 1 gone here in the 7th. We're at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. This is game 2 tonight in a 4-game weekend series. Mario and Pemba, Kirk Gibson. Glad you were with us tonight.
Yeah, these first 2 games are any indication. It's going to be a real tough series. We're not even halfway through. Lots of offense. The bullpens are being relied on heavily with 2 games to go. This game, we have long games too.
15 runs on 25 hits tonight alone. Scope looks at a strike, 0-1. Scope a couple of groundouts and a pop-up. Phillies came on in the 6th inning. Retired all 3 batters he has faced. High, towering fly ball to left field. On the move is Davis going to the corner. Rajay makes the catch.
Well, he had to run a long way for that. See, Rajay, he was over in the alley. You see that wind in the spin of the ball, bring it back. Had to run a long way. Hauls it in.
And David Lowe now with 2 outs. Ball 1. We'll see how big that play turns out to be. That Chris Davis, the out that he ran into with runners at 1st and 3rd, nobody out in the 6th. Looked like the Orioles were going to have a huge inning. Infield was in. Davis tried to take 2nd, and McCann threw him out.
Well, hopefully that's the break the Tigers need. Now just down by 1. That could have possibly plated another run for the Orioles. You can always look back in a ball game and look at plays, and the runs really add up.
Here's the 2-0 coming home to Lowe. That's pulled to right, but foul.
Tigers have given up 8 runs. 6 of them are earned. So that where the errors hurt you right there, and then back there in the 7th inning, Iglesias is on first base. Ian Kinsler double and thrown out at the plate. You hate to see that with nobody out. Sometimes you take chances, and you got to give the Orioles credit. They made a great play, great relay from the outfielder to the relay man and cut him down.
2-2. Well, Feliz has looked a lot better tonight than he did in his last outing in Tampa.
Yeah, he has really his best outing. Inning and 2/3 so far. No walks. Guy does have a strikeout.
Missed it high. Full count, 3-2.
Now Iglesias is standing out there at shortstop saying, no, that was the same pitch he called on me. I've been there.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss.
Oh boy.
Lowe is out of there. 1-2-3 inning. 5 up, 5 down against Feliz. So we go to the 8th. it turned out to be.
Yeah, James McCann gets Chris Davis right here. Didn't slide. Had men on first or third. I believe that was the first out. Tigers went on to get out of that inning with no further damage.
Well, the Tigers down by a run now as we go to the top of the 8th inning. And it'll be McCann to start things off, and Marte and Gose.
Well, you know they're going to be getting to Zach Britton in the 9th inning. Are the A's, or I'm sorry, are the O's. So you got to get something going this inning. Pretty tough.
Bottom 3 coming up against O'Day. He struck out Castellanos to end the 7th.
James been swinging early, doing a lot of damage.
Strike 1.
Good take right there. He couldn't do anything with that pitch. Down and away.
Single and a homer tonight for McCann. His 5th home run of the season. A solo shot in the 4th when the Tigers went back-to-back. McCann and Marte. Why not do it again? The 0-1. 0-2 on James McCann.
Yeah, he's giving it to him. He's been catching him all game. The ball looks like it's low. They're going to throw this one off the plate and try and get the call.
Ooh, exactly, but they didn't get the call. Nor would McCann go fishing.
Well, he's feeling good at the plate. His results prove that. He's been on a roll.
O'Day was an all-star this year. First all-star selection of his career. There's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts now for O'Day.
He might get thrown out here if he keeps chirping.
I don't see James show much emotion.
A pretty good sequence. O'Day throws it off the plate. The previous pitch with the fastball, then he comes with the slider starting on the plate. We've been talking about how tough it is to pick it up. He knows what he's doing. 1 down.
10 strikeouts now for Baltimore pitching in this game. Marte's had a big night, 3 for 3, including a homer. A couple of RBIs. Strike 1. Such a unique weapon to have coming out of the back end of your bullpen. We've talked about guys that, you know, they can come in, throw 98, 99, 100 miles an hour and blow it by guys. But when you have an arm angle like this, which is not seen all that often, just another dimension.
It is. I had Brad Ziegler in Arizona. He throws the same way, and it's a different look. Like if you have somebody like a power pitcher early, then you bring this guy in. It's like you say, it's a way different look. Makes it much tougher.
1.40 ERA coming into play tonight for Darren O'Day. Here's the 1-1. Yeah, on his hands that time. 1-2. O'Day's big league career began with the Angels back in 08. He's bounced around a bit. The Mets, Texas, and the Orioles since 2012. Fouled off.
Got to protect against the slider. Pretty good job by Marte there, just getting a piece of the fastball. We hope that O'Day makes a mistake out over the middle of the plate.
Back in his college days, O'Day was the closer on the University of Florida 2005 College World Series team.
Bruce Rondon getting loose for the Tigers.
Well, Marte doing his best to stay alive here. O'Day came on in the 9th inning last night, got a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts. Got him. Strike 3. Marte punched out. 3 straight strikeouts for Darren O'Day.
That's a tough call. I mean, this is right at the bottom of the zone. You can see it on Fox tracks. Just right at the bottom with the knee.
That's low, isn't it?
Well, it says it isn't. Weeders, I always watch the catcher. When they try and pull it up, then they kind of tell you. But I think that measurement measures more out towards the front of the plate.
Gotcha.
So by the time it hits his glove, he's got to bring it up. So where's the umpire going to call it? At the front edge or where it crosses the knee?
Here's Ghost now with 2 outs. Strike 1 to Anthony.
He's due.
To say the least, 0 for 3 in this game. 0 for his last 24.
It's tough to fight through when you get into a streak like that. You got no choice.
Little looper.
Beauty.
There you go. He'll take it. He's going to get the second on this as well. Ghost on his way with a bloop double. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Get the ball. That's what a cruel teammate would do right now. Get the ball for him. But this is how you get hot again right here. Sometimes you just get a little jam shot. Stay down the ball long enough. Gets in on him. Hustles on to second base. I don't really know Anthony that well. I don't mean to mock anybody. That's a tough position to be in. Struggling, trying every day, but finally rewarded.
So here is Rajay Davis. Double and a single tonight for Rajay. That was fine in for a strike. 0-1. Brock is warming up now, the right-hander. He's just begun to warm. The 0-1 pitch. Rajay checked it. Did he go? Negative. Eleven strikeouts tonight for Orioles pitching. 3 of those by O'Day. Now the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hey, look who's here.
The 9:05 flight has arrived. Got to get loose. He's got a little lather going on, so he's probably already been in the cage.
Looks like he also slid into second base head first down in the minor leagues. Here's the 2-1. Popped him up. The catcher, Wieters, and that is that. So the Tigers get a 2-out double. They strand a man to the bottom of the 8th. We go in a 1-run game. Your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Look at Utah Street. Out beyond the right field wall here at Camden Yards. 8-7 is our score. The Tigers have a new pitcher now as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Bruce Rondon.
Yeah, young kid. Been coming in, getting that ERA to head downward. It's going to be trying to get the Orioles right here, shut them down, so the Tigers can come back and score a couple in the ninth.
Well, he's got the top of the lineup to deal with, Machado, Paredes, and Jones. And they've been pretty active tonight.
It seems like recently lots of sliders by Rondon.
Starts him off with one there, 1-0. Machado 2 out of 2. Hit by pitch, single walk homer. Grounded to the second baseman. Kinsler throws him out, 1 away.
Machado was guessing strike right there. 97-mile-an-hour heater up and away, though. Turned out to be a good pitch for Rondon.
Here's Paredes. The top 3 in the Baltimore lineup tonight have been on base 10 times.
I'm just looking at it, got 1, 2, 3 walks. Hit by pitch. A couple walks and hit by pitch. Scored 4 runs.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Paredes, a couple hits and a walk.
Perez had a base on balls in the 6th. He's also picked up a couple of singles. His hitting streak now is at a modest 4 consecutive games. The chopper foul down the first base line. Their closer is warming up, and that would be the left-hander Zach Britton.
Yeah, pretty much all fastballs. Nasty sinker, about 95, 97.
He would appreciate a little bit of cushion. The Tigers want to make sure it's a 1-run game. That was close. 99 from Rondon that just missed.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted that pitch right there with his reaction. Looked like James McCann fired the ball back pretty hard.
Here's the 1-2. In the air to center field. That's playable for Ghosts. 2 gone.
That a boy. Good location on that fastball right there.
Well, as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
That somewhere in Arizona?
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it might be Sedona.
Sedona, Grand Canyon out that way?
Yeah, it's probably Grand Canyon. Sedona's got more of the reddish rocks. Here's Jones. Fouled away 0-1. So Rondon coming in throwing the high heat.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched in 3 days, so he's feeling good. In the meantime, these guys every day they come out before batting practice and they do their little side sessions. They do flat grounds, work on their release point on the different pitches. It really helps them. 0-2.
So a good job tonight from Phillies, who really came in and settled things down when it looked like it was about to really Go Cricket in the 6th inning. He retired all 5 that he faced. Now Rondon has gotten 2 here in the 8th.
Yeah, Ian Kroll and Jose Valdez struggled. Phillies and Rondon so far have shut the Orioles down.
One-two. Sanchez goes tomorrow in Game 3. And a day game on Sunday. The Tiger debut of Daniel Norris.
Van Man.
Van Man indeed.
And Shaggy.
Swing and a miss to strike him out. 1-2-3 inning for Rondon. Here come the bats in the 9th. Iglesias, Kinsler, Martinez facing Zach Britton. Our score, the Orioles have the lead, and Baltimore brings in their closer. It is lefty Zach Britton.
The numbers are pretty good. 26 out of 27, a 1.76 ERA. Look at the whip, it's non-existent. 47 strikeouts to 9 walks. And 203 batting average against Zach Britton. So he's a tough one.
2, 3, and 4 coming up. Iglesias, Kinsler, Martinez facing the left-hander. 9th inning is underway. 1 ball to no strikes on Iglesias. Second in the American League with 26 saves for Britton.
But he is human. He did blow one. So we get another one here.
Bouncing ball left side. Here comes the shortstop. Hardy on the backhand. Quick throw. He is out at first base.
Looks like he might have been off the base.
Got no challenge.
Well, he's got one now. It's after the 7th inning.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're on the phone here. We'll take a look. It looked like he stayed on and came off after he caught the ball to me. But that angle you can't really tell. Omar's got the best view.
Another close one.
Well, the breaks have not gone for the Tigers very well. It looks like he's off the base.
Now they're calling him back. And they're calling Iggy in, so they're not going to do anything about it. Well, it sure looked like it was he was off to me.
It's worth it.
1 out. The old game of inches there.
That was less than an inch.
Yeah, that's true. So here is Kinsler. Strike one on Kinsler. Ian, another big game, 3 hits, including a double. He's had 6 hits in the first 2 games in the series.
Good time for him to get one into the seats.
1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1 the count.
Zach Britton has given up a few homers. Got to do my positive thinking thing, huh?
Yeah.
Get another one.
Keep it going. Inside, now it's 3 and 1. Drilled into center field, base hit. Tying run is on. That's a 4-hit game.
Well, let's take a look at the big boys. Big play of the game happened in the 7th. Jose Iglesias leads off with a single. Then Ian Kinsler with a double. Iglesias tries to score, and looked like the catcher Wieters may have blocked the plate. Brad Ausmus appealed. We did not win it. That could be the big play. Hopefully the Tigers erase the deficit here, and it doesn't matter.
Jones made a great sliding play on that ball to get it in to start the relay.
He did. Nice sliding play. Got up, threw a strike to the cutoff man, and a strike to the plate.
So here is Victor Martinez, 1 on, 1 out. Victor rolls it foul at home plate, 0-1.
Well, should Victor get out, I'm sure they'll pitch one for him. Probably Andrew Wilmot.
Martinez hit a ground ball to not get a run in the 7th. He had a single in the 5th. 0 for 3, or 1 for 3 rather. RBI in this game. Bouncing ball toward third base. Machado on the charge. Goes to second, 1. Relay to first. He is not in time. Victor beat it out. And the Tigers still have life.
Yeah, I think you still got to do it. Here we got somebody coming out. Who's that?
Collins coming out.
Yep, Tyler Collins.
Yeah, you really, I mean, you don't want to take Victor's bat out, but you got no choice here.
No. I don't think Zach Britton's got any stolen bases against him. But if somebody hits a gapper, you just got to have somebody that's got better wheels than Victor to try and score from first base.
Pretty good play there by Machado. He had a tough off-balance throw to get the out at second.
Yes, he did.
And so now with 2 outs, here is J.D. Martinez. Ball 1 to J.D.
Well, this guy can do it right here. Nice long ball to right central.
8-7 Orioles.
Break their hearts.
Two 2-0 on Martinez.
Pretty firm there, 98 miles an hour. Little arm side run to add to that.
98 from the left side.
He's big. He's like 6'4".
Here's the 2-0. Fouled away, had a rip. Britton is 6'3". 195.
6'4" with spikes on.
Okay, I'll give you that. 6'6" on the mound. 2-1. Swing and a miss. And now the Tigers down to their final strike.
JD was cheating a little bit there, trying to get the head out. A little tardy on the previous pitch, so you try and get the bat going early.
36,986 on their feet right now. And the 2-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the Orioles come back from 6-0 tonight to beat the Tigers by a score of 8-7.
The last pitch was a nasty sinker, 98 miles an hour. You don't want to be behind with Zach Britton closing the game down. His 27th save out of 28 opportunities.
One-run win tonight for the Orioles. We'll be back to Camden Yards.